Dude, that Mexican guy just waved to me. And like, I was just sitting and eating some food. And he just waved at me, dude. Fuck. He knew that I went to grab my camera, so he walked away. I'm so tired of this. So tired of looking at a Mexican all fucking day, dude. When I went to Mexican jail, dude, oh my god, it was the worst day of my life, dude. Cause like, it was just Mexican after Mexican after Mexican, and you only see Mexican, dude. All you saw were Mexicans 24/7. They were ugly, they were aggressive, they were mean, they were calling me racist 24/7. Their feelings got hurt really, really bad so easily. So easily. Dude, they got my family to call me racist. They wanted everyone to know that Cho is racist. It was awful, dude. It was awful, okay? So what happened is that it was about 5 to 6 months in until I finally saw one white person. And it was one white guy who was in jail. He was in jail. And then after that, I just had this reaction. I was like, wow, it's been a long time since I've seen a white person around, dude. I haven't seen a white person in a long time. He was like an average looking white guy. He wasn't that good looking, but it was still better than looking at 50 Mexican men a day, dude. Cuss me out in Vietnamese and talk about how Jenny and Linda are their best friends, but not my best friend. It was awful, dude. It was awful. Just watching Mexican men try to sit with Vietnamese people all fucking day, dude. He's not coming out. And so what's happening is that I said, man, it's been a long time since I've seen a white guy around. That's what's normal, dude. That's American right there. I can't imagine going to Mexico and looking at Mexican people all day. It's fucking weird. I wouldn't even really want to go to Vietnam and look at Vietnamese people all day, especially the Japanese breed version. So weird. So weird, those people. So rude. So mean. So aggressive. So dirty. Those people. Okay, I wouldn't even want to go. So I tell America, thank you for letting me live here. It's really nice. But, so what happened is that they took that guy out of that jail cell and they moved him to a different one. To a different, what do you call that? I forgot the word, but they had a word for it. But a different group of cells, I guess. Gel cells. And yeah, well, I only found out that they moved him to a different one is because Lucifer told me that they moved him, because I said that I was glad to see at least one white person, dude. He was American white too, dude. Not like the dirty United Kingdom white people, dude. They look so weird. They're so rude. Like Benedict Cumberbatch, dude. Oh my god, so weird. So freaking weird, that guy. So ugly, dude. I had some weird looking Benedict Cumberbatch white guy come and try to flirt with some guy I met on Tinder, dude. That guy was so fucking mean to me, dude. Like gay mean, you guys. That guy was weird. But anyways, I'm just so sick and tired of seeing Mexican people, dude. I'm just so sick and tired of seeing Mexican people all day long. Like, I'm so sick and tired. Like, I've seen I've seen at least 50 Mexican men walk through that door by now. And I have it on camera. Okay, I'm exaggerating, like 30. 30 Mexican men. 30 Mexican men inside this house. But really about 50. I've seen about 50 Mexican men walk inside my house, dude. And you want to know what I haven't seen? A white American person walk into this house ever, especially for service. Not as a policeman, not for the water cooler to get fixed, not for the air conditioner to get fixed. You know, I saw some Mexican people even walk into my room. And I saw some Mexican people hanging out in my bathroom. I've seen at least like 3 to 5 Mexican people in my bathroom. So rude. I'm just really sick and tired of it. I'm just really sick and tired of seeing so many Mexican people in my neighborhood. And apparently my town is overrun with Mexicans because Linda just lives about 3 hours away from this town. 3-hour drive. Maybe more like 2. A 2-hour drive to Linda Track's house. Okay, so a lot of people, they just want to live here, especially the Mexican people, because they're trying to steal her house and her tattoo. So what's happening is that this place hugely overrun by Mexicans. One of the largest Mexican hotspots in the world. Which maybe not necessarily be true, but because they're trying to take over Japan, also China. They're trying to take over the White House. They're trying to take over New York City, New Jersey. They're trying to take over Florida because there's Disneyland there. They're trying to take over France, Italy. They're trying to take over... what else? The whole entire Middle East, Egypt. Colonialism is Mexican, you guys. It was never white. They kept blaming white people for colonialism and taking over their land when it was Mexican the whole time. It was always Mexican, but it was also the Nazis, okay, the white supremacists from Europe. Really annoying. Anyway, that guy is not coming out of that building. He was standing there for a really long time. He decided to go back in because I recorded this video. But yeah, dude, I've seen so many Mexican people walk through my house, dude. They arrested me too. They arrested me, you guys. And then they sent me to a psych ward for eating Tylenol to fix my hands because they broke the water system here. Dude, and then they were talking about how they wanted to marry Bill Gates. Sam Asghari was talking about how he wanted to marry Bill Gates in my house. He was standing right here where my mom's bed used to be. My mom's bed was right here. My mom's bed was right here. And I had a Christmas tree over here. There was a Christmas tree over here. It was really pretty. And then I wanted to put a TV over there for my mom. And her bed was like right here. On that side. Fuck that guy. He hella wanted to steal my mom's fucking bed, dude. So rude. I can't believe Mexican people go shopping for beds in people's houses and not at the fucking furniture store, dude. You know how dirty that is? That shit's so fucking rude, dude. I can't believe Sam Asghari, Biggs, is actually having sex on my mom's bed. Because it was pretty. It was pretty. It was my mom's design anyways. I just rearranged the furniture. My mom knew exactly what she was doing. My mom knew she wanted to put the painting on top of the wooden bunk bed. It looks so pretty. She knew she wanted to put the stuffed animal on the top bunk with all of her designer shopping bags. And then she wanted to have frilly pink and green blankets, laid over her bed. But the Mexican cartels told my mom that if she ever let me take a picture of her bed with the blanket spread out, with the designer beds on the top bunk with their stuffed animal, with the classic American painting, that they would kill her. So fucking annoying. So because that bed belongs to Alessio, that bed belongs to Biggs, that bed belongs to Sam Asghari. By the way, Alessio was a real person, by the way. They lied about him being an AI CGI character. Alessio is one of Sam Asghari's and Biggs's shadow clones. He actually looked like that, but he died. That one died. He looked like that and he just talked like that. He died and they liked him because he looked good. He was handsome because he looked similar to Dylan. Okay, and so what happened is that he died, so they turned him into an AI CGI movie character because they couldn't let go of his face. And unfortunately, he became one of the most hated people on this planet, so he should have just let that guy fucking die. Yeah, so Biggs is having sex in my mom's fucking bed, dude. I really like that design. It was my mom's design, you guys. I really wish I could have taken a picture of, like, all of the designer bags on her bed, dude. She had so many designer, like, bags, like, kind of like pink striped bags. She had, like, floral bags. She had some, like, paper bags, like those designer, like, what do you call that? Like, laminated bags. There are Mexican people talking to me right now. So there's a Mexican boy who said, "Shut the fuck up! You're giving away too much information about my stuff!" Riori! Give it up! Where are they? There's a Mexican guy over there. What's he doing? Electricity went out? Yeah, there are no Mexican kids out here. Yeah, so that Mexican kid is trying to have sex on my mom's bed, dude. There are 10-year-old Mexican boys trying to have sex on my mom's bed. Like, that's how big of a deal it is, dude. So fucking disgusting. He said, "Fuck you for checking if I'm out here." So anyways, she had designer bags. It was like white and it had like a floral wreath with a designer name on it. She had like, it was so cute. It was actually Eren Yeager as a dog, stuffed animal. And that one is based off of my stuffed animals. I'll show you guys later. But what happened is that, yeah, so it was the Eren Yeager puppy stuffed animal, the dog, with like pink striped designer bags, white bags with floral wreaths. There were like, shut up! There were like, what else did she have? I guess skin products. She had designer bags from skin product companies because Mexican people won't let my mom have anything else but $500 skincare products in her house. She can't get anything else for her birthday, for Christmas, for Mother's Day, for any holiday, for any reason. So mean, dude. So mean, Mexican men. Gay men. Gay men are so mean, dude. But she had some of those on her bed because my family, they make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. Um, yeah, so what was her name? Jumi Bear? Where she said something like, it doesn't take a lot to make a girl happy. Guys, all she wants is porcelain skin. So you gay guys want to know how to get porcelain skin like me? And she was crying because a lot of Asian moms and possibly even white moms were forced to have their kids buy their moms extremely expensive skincare products that were never gonna work. They were never gonna work for her, for anyone, or bring back her youth. And Mexican men and gay men were demanding that these moms start crying in front of their kids' faces because they look so fucking old and they can't ever look young again. It was actually an extremely emotional, like a very sad thing for me to see. And I realized that Jumi Bear also was going through the same thing. And all of this happened because men just won't give girls flowers. And that immortal Mexican kid said, Dunve, you're not allowed to have flowers. You have to have some shit lotion because I like sex and nothing else. You understand? You're not allowed to have flowers. Well, Dylan gave me flowers. Yeah, in a gay man's world, the flowers hit the floor. Yeah, you're right. You fought for that shit to hit that floor as hard as you fucking could. You made sure that the flowers that Dylan gave me hit the fucking floor as hard as it fucking could. You're a gay man. But Dylan gave me flowers. Don't fucking worry about it. He asked me to go to that wedding for a reason. Everyone let me catch the bouquet because they knew that Dylan wanted to marry me. But it hit the floor because it was a dirty Mexican wedding anyways. We didn't fucking want it. Dylan threw away those flowers because it came from your fucking wedding. And then the day after the wedding, I checked Tinder. And then the Mexican man was already ready to look for a new fucking wife, a new fucking girlfriend or boyfriend on Tinder, dude. Are you kidding? That was a Mexican wedding, dude. We didn't want those flowers. Dylan was just showing me what kind of dirty boy you are. So anyways, yeah, dude. So Jumi Bear, actually Utada Hikaru, okay, started crying because that was so evil. It is so evil to expect girls to just obsess over lotion and then just start crying because there's a wrinkle on their face. Dude, there were so many mangas, so many Hollywood movies, so many cartoons based on women who act like that. It was so evil. And all you guys had to do was give her some flowers. And that's the truth. But now, the carne asada finally saw the vegetable and realized something. He finally felt something for the first time in his fucking life. He saw a vegetarian and he actually felt something. Fucking dumbass. You're fucking fat. You sound fat too. You sound like a fat Mexican boy. You don't even sound fucking skinny, dude. You're a fucking pig. And I heard pigtails. They were always called pigtails. Okay? And then what happened is that Mexican men were filled with so much rage and hatred that men loved women and not men only, that they demanded God to create a new animal called the pig. And the pig had to be ugly and roll around in mud and dirt all fucking day just to call girls fucking dirty, dude. Pigs are a creation by Mexican people, which is why Journey to the West, the Monkey King, okay, there was like some Mexican guy in there, okay, and his best friend was the monkey and the pig, because they created the pig, Body Gia. I forgot his name, but his name was Body Gia. Something body, something Chinese, Vietnamese, I can't remember, and Gia means share, like body share. Yeah, dude. Journey to the West of Monkey King is so fucking dumb, and Japanese people kept forcing Vietnamese people to watch that every year. And they kept forcing Vietnamese people to go to school, and every year they're always like, "Did you watch the Monkey King? Whoa!" Vietnamese people just had to do that every fucking year because Japanese people wanted us to act like we were low quality people or something like that. And it was based off of a Chinese Japanese man any fucking ways. And because they kept doing that, Nintendo and PlayStation and Hollywood was like, all right, I'm sick of you guys. I'm sick of this shit. Yet we're putting an end to this. And so what they did was that they created Wukong, the Monkey King, and then they put it on PlayStation, and that thing will be immortalized in Mexican and Japanese commercials forever. You guys just have to see the Monkey King all fucking day, all fucking night, while people get other commercials and other promotions. And that's just simply it. Hated it. That guy was fucked up. So anyways, if you guys ever want to know where pigtails came from, that was just the original name of the animal, not of the animal, of the hair. It was just pigtail. And ponytail, same thing. It was just called a ponytail. We just called it a ponytail. And then Mexican people and Japanese people are like, all right, what you need to do is you need to create an animal called a horse. It's called a whore. Okay, you're a bunch of fucking whores. And we're gonna call it a pony. And make sure that thing have a really big butt. Make sure that butt is so fucking huge that its fart creates global fucking warming. And then put a ponytail on it. Get it, Cloud? That's what I want. That's how much I hate your fucking wife. She's a fucking bitch. She's a lesbian. I don't even fucking know you, but I already fucking don't like you. Doomsday! So funny because sometimes they try to act cute. They're gonna sex traffic that baby. They try to act cute. And then I just kind of fuck shit up, dude. I'm so not that nice, but I went to Mexican rape jail. So I know exactly what happens to Mexican people. I try to make it as traumatic as possible. Like the second he goes, "Hey, I think I've heard of that before," right? Wasn't that like from Inuyasha? You know, like he tries to sound super cool. Or like they go like, they do like that honk, that beep, 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 kind of like cute car honk. And then what I kind of do is I kind of just say, "Stop! Stop! Stop! He's raping me! He's raping me! Stop! Stop! Stop!" I know exactly who you are, even if you are 10 years old. I heard you walk into my jail cell. You were a little Mexican boy, probably 10 years old, and told God was a piece of fucking shit. He meant nothing to you. The only thing you gave a fuck about was anime and video games, and you try to give a whole ass Vietnamese speech too, just because you wanted to rival Linda. And then there was some girl screaming from rape in the background, and that kid was only 10 years fucking old, dude. Super effective. Taunting, super effective. It actually strikes fear into their hearts, into their fucking mind, dude. They don't want to hear Dark Pastels saying that or talking to them like that. They don't want to hear Dark Pastel hate them or know about that. But I fucking know. So just fucking stop talking to me. But they won't. I know exactly who you are and what you have done. Sometimes I just do that. They just start talking to me. And then I just won't talk to them. And then I'll be all like, stop! 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 He's raping me! He's raping me! Stop! But anyways, yeah, it's awful. Yeah, you don't want to hear Dark Pastel talk like that. But the truth is that Mexican kid that's talking to me, he visited me while I was in their jail. The one that they owned, they don't own it, but they took over it. They stole it. He was talking to me. So dumb, dude. So yeah, so skincare products, dude, fucked up. I don't even use skincare products, dude. Just a little bit of toothpaste, some dish soap to wash your face, and you're good to go. You can shower in dish soap. It was advertised in the 90s. We just couldn't talk about it because Mexican people and Japanese people are so dirty that they made sure that the entire world never did it. You are supposed to shower in dish soap. Dawn dish soap, the one that where they were cleaning the birds, the little ducks, you're supposed to shower in dish soap. It was advertised only once by America, and that was it. And what happened is that I just showered with dish soap once, and then Mexican people, they sent me a commercial, and then they said, did you take a shower with dish soap? Smell like it, you fucking bitch. I want to kill you because you did that shit. You're a little bitch. That's Mexican. That's Mexican. Showering in dish soap is for Mexican people only. But the reason why dish soap makes your hands dry is because Mexican people are poisoning it with drying agents, with skin wrinkling agents, okay? But me, I would just do it anyways. I don't give a fuck. It's dish soap. I will shower with dish soap. I will shampoo my hair with dish soap. Okay? It is acceptable. There are some American products, cleaning products, that you should not shower with for sure. Like bleach, don't do it. Clorox bleach, don't do it. Windex, don't do it. But dish soap is safe. It's skin safe for you to clean with. And that's just simply it. So anyways, skincare products, dude. $500 skincare products. It was really sad. It made me sad because every single year for like 10 to 30 years, my mom was always given expensive or cheap skincare products. And then she would just start crying about how old and wrinkly she looked and how she could never get her skin back. And it's because of 10-year-old Mexican kids. Because they won't give her a fucking flower. And what was that kid's name again? I forgot his name. Diabetic superhero? The only reason why that kid gave some girl flowers was because another kid was gonna give girls flowers. And it was Kian, Cooking with Kian. Cooking with Kian, he was gonna give some girl flowers and chocolates. And it was his girlfriend that he was gonna debut on his channel. But Diabetic Superhero told him you had better not fucking do that shit. You understand me? That's Mexican. That's Mexican. That's me. And so what he did is that he went and then he just started dating like black girls, Mexican girls, and then a bunch of girls, so just a bunch of different Mexican girls. He already gave flowers to 5 different Mexican girls and called them his girlfriend, dude. So anyways, just to make sure the world doesn't see the white man actually get flowers to a fucking girl. They just don't want to see it. But anyway, any single time you see a woman start breaking down and violently crying because there's like a jar of lotion in front of her face and she can't believe how old she fucking looks, it's because of 10-year-old Mexican boys and Japanese boys complaining about how old you look. You're so fucking old. Do you know how old I am? I'm 10 years old forever. You dirty bitches need lotion to keep up. And then she just starts crying and crying on her birthday, on Christmas. It is an extremely, extremely, extremely sad reality to live in. And little 10-year-old Mexican boys created that holiday. They created that reality. And so did their dads. Their dirty ass Goomba dads, dude. Daddy's dick. The Mario Goombas. You guys know what that is, right? A Mexican dick that got chewed off by parasites. And is walking around with shoes. Yeah, so Jumi Bear, she wasn't necessarily crying because for herself. She was crying because they just forced her mom to look like that. And my mom. And everyone's mom. It's really sad to see. And especially when you're a muggle, you're like, Mom, snap out of it. It's not that big of a deal to grow old. It's okay to be old. It's okay to be wrinkly, you know? There's nothing wrong with being old. And you know, it's just like, you have to reassure them, like, you know, like, I don't know what else in the world is good. But it's okay to be old, you know? So fucking disgusting. Mexican men. So anyways, and boys too. They're on the first. I didn't get it posted yet, but Mexican boys are the first to fucking die. They are the first to fucking die. The second on that Twitter post, I didn't get to share it because God didn't let me share it yet. But the second that there was an immortal pedophilic Mexican boy that hit my Twitter wall, that debuted on my Twitter wall, appeared on it, the American government sent me a message, and it was World War III. And that was just simply it. We're gonna kill him. Kill him for forcing our mom to look like this. Yeah, they're playing gangster music over there right now. So anyways, yeah, but anyways, my mom had some of those expensive lotions on her bed, the top bunk. And my mom, she really doesn't care. She was just forced to act like that in front of everyone's face to make women seem bitchy, extremely aggressive and confrontational, frivolous, a lack of moral values. She only cares about outer beauty, like bullshit like that, just for the Mexican man to see just how superficial and empty on the inside women truly are. You know? My mom, she doesn't fucking care. My mom is a workaholic. Okay? Every day, everything is for taking care of her family and friends. And friends. And friends too, okay? She takes care of her friends. My mom has a lot of friends. I always wonder, man, how does my mom get all of these cool Vietnamese people to hang out with her, dude? My mom has a lot of support in life. It's really shocking. But anyways, she does have friends. But and then she'll go shopping and she'll just occasionally buy like a whole bunch of like skincare products that she just really doesn't care about. She just does it because Mexican people will kill people if she doesn't. But yeah, but my mom, very smart, very designer. Never seen a bunk bed as beautiful, a bed as beautiful as my mom's. So the pink and white wooden bed that you guys see me always promoting, it was based off of my mom's design. God made that bed for her and for me. But anyways, my mom gave me that design actually, the pink and white one. She said, "Cho, go shopping for a bed. Go shopping for your bed. I'll buy it for you." And she didn't buy it, but it was because it was a gift from God to me, inspired by my mom. Like she knows, okay? Like she understands like the Vietnamese pink church design, like that whole entire glamorous girl design, you know? But yeah, so Lucifer told me that when my mom does that, like she cries over like lotion, she understands that the lotion is not important. It's just because Mexican men and Mexican women and Mexican boys just fuck shit up if they don't see women just act like that. It is an extremely violent, disgusting, like feudal era, like China, Japan, like it's dumb. It's disgusting. Okay? But anyways, my mom's bunk bed, dude. I can't believe Biggs is having sex on that shit. And they keep standing outside my house cussing me out about that fucking bed. They keep walking to my house and they keep going shopping for whatever the fuck I might have in my house. It's not much. This is all I have left. My closet's done. They peed in all my clothing, dude. This is all I have left. So anyways, yeah, so that Mexican guy is not coming out. It's been like 40 minutes. 39 minutes and 6 seconds. Yeah. I was just eating food and he just waved at me. Lucifer said that he was gonna stand there and start talking to me and shit. So I came and get the camera, but he didn't come out. Yeah, I forgot. There was like no point to this video, but what did I talk about? One, this guy is bothering me while I was eating pizza pockets, hot pockets. Two, I went to Mexican jail and all I saw was Mexican people there, dude. And then I saw one white guy and I was like, what a relief. And then they removed him. Four, I've seen like 50 Mexican men walk through that door at once in a single day. No, I saw like 10 or 20 Mexican men walked through that door in a single day. And then I saw like another 10 to 20 Mexican men walk through that door on a different occasion just to service my mom, to like fix the sink, fix the whatever that is, the water cooler, the air conditioner, the bathroom. I've seen Mexican men just break into my house just to call me a fucking criminal, dude. I actually have to guard this fucking door because they just treat this place like their own house. But I don't own it. They know this is a apartment complex, so they have to be even more careful because the landowner can actually charge them if something bad happens to the tenants. Okay? That was 4, right? 5. One of the Mexican guys who looks like Sam Asghari but different holograph, pretty much of the same breed but different style and structure, told me he wanted to marry Bill Gates, so he hated my fucking guts. 6. He was standing in front of my mom's fucking bunk bed. Right there. He knew it was there. He wanted to stand there for some fucking reason because he wanted that fucking bed. 6. I talked about how my mom designed it. No, it was 7, right? 7. My mom designed it beautifully. It was her design. I've never seen a bed more beautiful than my mom's. It was a wooden bunk bed. It had a painting on it, a classic American painting. It had designer bags on the top bunk bed. It had an Aaron Yeager stuffed puppy, stuffed animal dog with designer shopping bags, and my mom was sleeping on the bottom bunk. There was a Christmas tree over there, which I designed. And then 8. There was a Mexican boy standing outside my house cussing me out because I was talking about how my mom designed her bunk bed, and he can't stand anyone knowing how beautiful that bed is. And he just doesn't want people to know that Mexican people stole my mom's bed and are actively having sex on it. And we're talking about Biggs, you guys. Biggs from Final Fantasy VII. He actually stole my mom's bed. Stole Tifa Lockhart's bed and actively has sex on Tifa Lockhart's bed. This is a fact. Why would I talk about Mexicans, dude? I talk shit about fucking Biggs all the fucking time, dude. I never promote that guy. I'm always doing him down. I'm never talking him up. Okay? This is the fucking truth. And I'm nice. Okay? That guy actually fucking did that. Alessio is actively having sex on my mom's bed. Fabio and Lionfeld Music are actively having sex on my mom's bed and human sex trafficking and that shit, dude. Nine. Stop. Just fucking stop. I know what you're up to. I know exactly who you fucking are. I can become some Japanese anime character if you fucking want. Some nigare bitch, dude. Lucifer said they sold their soul to their devil. They sold their soul to the devil. They tried to sell my soul to the devil, but they sold their soul to the devil to ruin that joke, okay? But I can become some nigare bitch to you, especially if I know exactly who you are. I'm gonna bring that shit out, okay? You will never hear the Cherry Lane voices ever again, dude. Holy shit, what was that? I just saw a ghost. Lucifer said the reason why I saw that ghost, I'm not gonna put her on camera, but it's because she's laughing. That's what he said. What? Oh, it's because that ghost is laughing because it actually traumatizes them to hear that. Like it actually gives them mental illness. You know what I'm saying? It actually gives them a psychosis. What do you call that again? A psychotic hospital? It makes them like super psychotic. Nah, it just traumatizes them, right? And the ghost is laughing because I said there's no more Cherry Lane Cho. Cho will not talk about Cherry Lane ever again, dude. I'm not doing this Cherry Lane voice for some voice acting bitch. Dude, some kid who sold their soul to the devil just to rival me on my fucking voice, dude. I'm not even trying to sound cute, dude. I am pretty damn sure Dylan and Bill Gates from Microsoft edited and altered my videos to sound cute. Okay? I never actually sound like that in real life, I'm sure. I'm sure, dude. I'm sure I don't actually sound like that. They just edit it and alter it to make sure that I sound like a cute kid. Because I'm a muggle. But then again, you don't have to be a muggle to sound that cute, dude. For sure. If you guys met Jenny and Linda, they're mind readers, dude. They have really cute voices. Very cute voices. Yeah, so 9, dude. I could become a nigga bitch, dude. So stop right now, bitch, dude. You come by. Dark Pastel, Lucifer, Alex, Dylan, Cloud, we're all gonna be like, we're gonna be that stop right now, bitch, dude. We all just do it. We all just start saying stop. Just to taunt and horrify that guy. With like the most ugly and dramatic voice, dude. Just for trying to sound cute. Dude. Just for trying to sound cute. And rival me, dude. I don't give a fuck about being cute or being a kid, dude. Lucifer's talking to me right now. Lucifer said that right now, a nigga bitch is a new meme word. Japanese people just actually fucking do that shit, you know? They just actually do that shit to, like, traumatize people. And Lucifer said the reason why he came out here is to be a part of that fucking joke, the nigger rape joke. Dang, dude, I might get fucking video taken down since I said that. Dang, dude, saying that word, the N-word, dude, was actually a friendship word. Nigga. That joke is so funny. And they sold their soul to ruin my laugh. Just to ruin that word. But we would say things like, nigga please, and nigga breathe. It's like, I'm black, y'all jokes. Like, it's so fucking funny. And like, it's so awful because Mexican people, they just can't take jokes. And neither can Japanese people or Chinese people. So what happens is that some Korean people, right? There was a trend. They were like, niga. They were just saying that, right? As a joke. And what happened is that some Mexican people came by are like, are you racist? Are you being racist right now? Do you realize how racist that word is? Do you know where that word comes from? It's slavery. Are you trying to bring that up right now? And then they were just joking around with their black friends. Okay, it was a big deal. Okay, it hit like the global market, this big fight. It was a big fight on YouTube. And then Korean people said, oh no, I didn't say nigga. I said you. Nigga means you in Korean. And they had to release Korean people. A lot of Korean people had to release apologize videos on the internet because Mexican people just can't stand the fact that Korean people and white people and Vietnamese people actually get along with black people, dude. It also happened to Sungbin and Maya. It was in that video. It was so bad. So what happened was that Maya was going to distribute her face for Sungbin. Just to finally show people how much Maya actually likes Sungbin, because people didn't know if she actually liked him, but she does. So she was going to distribute her face. Okay? And what happened is that Mexican people and Japanese people became extremely enraged because they are self-supremacists who demand people to fall in love with them. And not anyone else. You can't fall in love with anyone else. Everyone in the world, like trillions, billions, quadrillions, googolplextillions of people are in love with me and no one else. That kind of mentality. And so what happened is that because Maya was going to flirt with her boyfriend and make that face, you know, that ooh-woo face, because she was like so in love with him, that what happened is that there was a Mexican man who broke onto that video set, and he started cussing out Sungbin and Maya because he didn't want Maya to look at him like that. Like, she was so in love with Sungbin, the Korean man. Okay, technically Vietnamese. And so what happened is that Mexican guy said, I heard you say nigga. I heard you say nigga. Say that shit to me again. And it was a Mexican guy using a AI CGI character layover just to cuss him out for doing it. And he was just so fucking jealous. And, yeah, I forgot why I'm saying that. But Mexican people, they can't stand the word nigga because they're actually super fucking racist. Okay, white people say nigga all the time. You don't really see Mexican people say that ever, for some reason. Okay, Asian people say nigga all the time. You just don't really see Mexican people do it because they're the ones who are actually tripping. Okay? If there's anyone who shouldn't be allowed to say the word nigga, it's Mexican people. You should never allow them to do it. If you ever see a Mexican person say nigga, say, excuse me, are you racist? Like, you actually have to give them that reaction. You actually have to do it. Okay? That Mexican man is trying to find true love. The ogre has feelings, guys. That man has sex with a piece of fucking shit while thinking about white men. Okay? And then he takes that piece of shit and he remembers every single queer touch that he had with that piece of shit and piss. And then he pees and poops in a bucket. And then he puts it in his girlfriend's food, in that white man's girlfriend's food, just to let her know that he had sex with her fucking boyfriend. That piece of shit meant a lot to him, that Mexican man. Mexican men do that, dude. All Mexican men do that. That's why the color of their skin is a piece of shit. Okay? So in other words, when Mexican men, they have sex with a piece of shit, right? They needed to poop, and then they start groundhogging it, and then thinking about someone's inserting their dick in his butt, and he start touching his dick, and he start thinking about your boyfriend. He starts thinking about your boyfriend, right? He thinks about your boyfriend while he's having sex with a piece of shit. Okay? And when he finally finishes, he pees and he poops and he comes in a bucket. And then he sneaks, and then he finds out which restaurant you eat at. And then he breaks into that restaurant. Okay? And then he breaks into that restaurant. Okay? And then he sneaks that piece of shit in your food because it represents the fact that he actually had sex with your boyfriend. And Mexican men do that shit. Okay? So anyways, why did I get here again? Oh, 9. 9 is a nigger bitch. I could be a nigger bitch. Now I remember. So we were talking about niggas. We were talking about nigger rape. I can get this video taken down for saying that for some reason. But anyways, whatever, dude. I might get my channel removed forever, but yeah, so that guy was trying to steal that nigger rape joke, and he was also trying to steal the fact that Maya was looking at Sung Bean like that, and he just wished someone would look at him like that. Dude. So anyways, yeah, so 9, I could be a nigger bitch. Dude, I could be a stop bitch. 10, what was it? Skincare products? I don't even remember anymore. Skincare products. Yeah, that's a Mexican holiday. That's a Mexican-Japanese holiday where they just, ooh, did you see her? She was crying because she has old wrinkles on her face because she is so old. I'm 14 years old. She's just jealous of me because I'm forever 14 and she's an old bitch. Dude. My mom is actually Linda Track. That's Linda's shadow clone, you guys. So if you guys ever wondered who my mom is actually Linda Track, shadow clone. So yeah, my mom actually very nice. Yeah, so that guy, he actually has sex with poop when he needs to poop. And so he's probably thought about Linda while he needed to poop, and he probably put it in someone's food that actually likes Linda. So if he knows someone else also masturbates to Linda, he breaks into their restaurant and then he puts it in their carne asada burrito, or he puts it in their McDonald's hamburger, and he's like, yeah, I had sex with the person that you like. And yep, he just nodded his head and said, yeah. See, that's why this color of his skin looks like poop. It's because he regularly has sex with poop. And he doesn't just like feed that piece of shit to people, you guys. He also like rolls around in the poop and he like bathes in it and uses it as a skincare product, you guys. Because he made that shit. It's like God to him, being able to make something. because that thing came from his body. He loved himself so much that he can't stand to see something, to be perceived as a dirty, disgusting creature. Alright, so I finally got that guy on camera. Probably gonna end this video soon and eat my Hot Pocket. It's been an hour in the microwave. But anyway, so that guy, every single time you see a Mexican person, it is a fact, okay? And when you call ICE deportation and a Mexican person pick up, you should say, why are you picking up this phone? You're Mexican. You realize this is ICE deportation, right? They're not going to pay you. This is not a real job, especially for you. So why are you here acting like this is your job? Are you feeding your kids? The white man told me that you're not feeding your kids. They're not. You guys are not feeding your kids. Dude. Why are you here? Go home and feed your kids. Dude. You know what? Don't feed your kids because we don't give a fuck about them. We don't want to sit next to your kid at school. Don't feed them. Never mind. I take that back. You can sit there and we won't pay you shit. And then continue to argue with them and bring up factual points that will hurt their feelings. Okay, anything. You guys play with poop, you eat poop. Dude, I forgot what I was going to say next. They sold their soul to the devil just to get me to stop saying that. What else can you say to ICE deportation? Yeah, dude, I was going to say another thing, but I forgot. Yeah, don't feed your kids. We don't want to sit with them at school. I'm trying to remember what the next thing was. They're trying to get me to stop. You can say to ICE deportation, if they're gay, you can say, are you gay? You know that being gay in America is illegal now, right? We know what you guys did. You guys launched a war about how you wanted to kill all women. It's illegal to be gay. You should be arrested and put in jail. Okay? You can also say to the gay operator something like, if they're causing drama, okay, being super mean, well, I don't know you, so my point still stands. Something like that, right? Really disgusting, like, personality. Self-absorbed personality, right? You can say things like, do you need a real man to do a job for you? And by real man, I'm talking about the straight man. I've talked to him before. He knows how to do his job. He actually knows how to do his job. You're gay. You're crooked. You can't get anything done right. You're gay. The very facial lining structure of your face is all crooked. None of it is straight, dude. You're lumpy as fuck. You shouldn't be here. This is a straight man's job. ICE is an anti-gay faction. This is a straight man's house and building. You can't be here right now. And then they always hang up the phone by then. And then if a Mexican woman picks up, you can say, are you a lesbian? Oh, you're a lesbian. Your husband doesn't love you because you're Mexican, right? You're not good enough? And why are you here? Wait a minute. You're Mexican. You're not getting paid to work this job. So you're not feeding your kids too? So Mexican women feeding kids on the internet is a lie the whole time? They don't actually cook food for their kids? Wow. That makes a whole lot of sense. And then they always hang up the phone. Okay? So Lucifer said that a lot of people sold their soul to the devil to make sure that Dark Pastel doesn't give another response in which talks trash about little Mexican boys. I forgot it. I just don't remember. I remember it was a brand new point, but I forgot it. Okay? So what's happening is that when you call any telephone operator and a Mexican answers the phone, you should always say, "You're Mexican. What are you doing here?" They're not paying you for this job. You're an illegal immigrant. All Mexicans are illegal immigrant. How are your children? How are your children going to work if you're working a job that's not going to pay you? Oh, you don't feed your kids because you're a pedophile? Stuff like that. You can just argue with them if you want, but I do that. I argue a lot. I'm very argumentative. I argue with people a lot, especially if they piss me off. They make me mad. So anyways, you can say, anything, any place at all. When you call the police station, okay, don't call the police station. That thing is raided by Mexicans, dude. Some telephone operator, like the ambulance company, if they're Mexican, don't give them your information, and you can just hang up, but I just talk back. What are you doing here? You're Mexican. Why don't you want to go back to Mexico? This and that. Oh, now I remember. So what's happening is that white people feed black kids all the time. But the Mexican kids, they put in cages. They put Mexican kids in cages. Okay? And then they get tortured by American people. Okay, that's how much we don't want to sit next to your kids at school. Okay, that was the other point that I just remembered. Who is she? Oh, she's one of the ICE agents. That's what Lucifer said. Oh, he's actually going to get deported. She's white? Let me take a look. She looks white, dude. You can tell by the color of her skin. It's very pretty. I mean, I don't really like saying that too much. Sounds weird, right? But it is pretty. It always sounds weird when you talk about people's skin like that. I don't know. I gotta find a way to make it sound nicer. Yeah, but she works for ICE deportation. That's what they said. They don't drive around professional cars all the time. Because if they do, they're gonna fucking dip. They're gonna leave because they know what's up. They know what's up. So anyways, you can also say to, if you're hanging out with your friends and some Mexican guy wants to come by, you can bring that up too. You can bring up, like Mr. Beast, Bill Gates goes to Africa and they feed African children, and they bring houses, water, medicine to their land. But Mexican people, we have footage of them fucking Mexican children put in cages and getting shot dead. And white people calling them dirty children. True story, by the way, which is why there was an uprising. In what year? In the Obama years, 2010, right? In around 2010 to 2012. There was an uprising of Mexican videos in which Mexican people were like complaining about children in cages. And the truth is, I didn't know. I thought, oh, I guess it's not really happening. It's not that bad. But the truth is that the Obama administration was actually raiding schools and raiding the border and putting Mexican children in cages, not even jails. Cages with no bathroom, with no toilet, no food, no blanket, no water. And they just put them in cages, don't want them. And apparently they actually get shot and tortured because we don't want them in our country. And that actually happened. And you guys can talk trash about America and say you guys think we don't fucking care. But if you're Mexican, we really don't care. Okay? And so, yeah, dude, you know, like celebrities, American celebrities were always going to Africa and saying, I love my black friends. I love my black people. I will save them. I will go to their country. I will build houses for them, give them clean food and water and education. I will be there for them, my friends. They are my friends. I care about my black friends, and that's the truth, because black people are cool and we like black people, okay? Mexican children, on the other hand, we do not give a fuck about them. We will put them in cages and we will deport them even if they are children. And that's what you get for standing outside my house and saying, don't wait, I don't like you. All fucking night, all fucking day, talking shit about women and other children and old people. So, and then Mexican people found out. They found out that Dark Pastel said that. She made a huge point about it. And I forgot where I put it. I'm losing my memories. Can't remember that well anymore. But I can't remember where I said it. Okay? But I just kind of had a sudden realization that white people just don't go to Africa and feed them food and build houses for them. They just don't do that. So what happened is that they are creating AI CGI images, and they're creating videos of Mr. Beast and Bill Gates feeding children. Talking about trying to feed children in Mexico and in Gaza or the Middle East, and how Bill Gates is meeting up with like Indian and Mexican, like, what do you call those again? Representatives, delegates, politicians, Mexican and Indian politicians. And so what's happening is that all of those are fake videos. They are AI generated videos, artificial intelligent, computer graphic images. Mr. Beast and Bill Gates never met any of those Indian, Mexican diplomats. Politicians never talk to them, refuses to do business with them. Okay, Microsoft is an ICE deportation corporation. Okay, they do not do business with Mexico. Okay, Microsoft phones and Microsoft computers will not work in Mexico. You cannot do that. They are anti-Mexican, okay? I saw one comment, the second you bring your cell phone to Mexico, it does not work. It's broken. It's just a rock at this point. Okay? Anytime you see Bill Gates or Mr. Beast talk to Indian Mexican people, it's AI CGI generated videos, especially Bill Gates. Mr. Beast might actually talk to them because he is the one white ICE deportation officer that is allowed to be represented in such a way. They think that he's being their friend. They think he's just playing games with them, but he is actually the ICE deportation commander, which is why you see so many Mexican people around him, hanging out with him. You don't see that many white people around them. And unfortunately, Chris was attacked by the LGBT community, dude. They forced him to become a transgender woman, and they forced Dark Pastel to like spread propaganda that he's not a good person, but he was a victim. I thought Chris was pretty nice to me, and I like Mr. Beast too. Mr. Beast was really nice to me. Yeah, so Mr. Beast, some Mexican boys talking to me again, is actually an ICE deportation military commander, you guys. So Mr. Beast, he hangs out with Mexican people and does a bunch of like apocalyptic like war videos where he hangs out with them nicely. I like Mr. Beast. He's cool. His videos got more boring, but that guy is funny. But Mr. Bill Gates, never. Lucifer, Alex, Cloud Strife, Dylan, all told me that all of those videos are fake. Mr. Beast will not fund, and he will not revolutionize India or Mexico. He will not do it. He will not do it for the Middle East, not Gaza, nothing. All you will see are commercials in which Gaza men and Palestinian men feed their own children and beg us for more money and more food. And all of those are also AI generated videos. Anyways, they don't have much out there. They bombed the whole thing down. They bombed the house that God gave them down to dust and pieces. God will not give them another house because sometimes you only get one chance. The one house that God gave you, the home that he gave you, you must be brave about it. You have to protect the home that God gave you with your life. Sometimes people just don't get another chance, you guys. Sometimes you just have to go home and you just have to be brave. If you lose the house that God gave you, it was because you made a really big mistake somewhere. And that's choosing to be evil and choosing to live in a life of sin. Being a good person is not easy. It's not that rewarding either. Okay? But at the very least, you can protect what little you have. And it's not much. It's really not much, dude. I don't have much. This is all I have left. A $5 stuffed animal and one Nintendo Switch and a phone. And that's it. And I live in a dingy ass house. I can't go home. Okay? My mom can't go home either. Okay? I just don't have much. And the reason why we don't have much anyways is because this is a gay man's world. You guys, this is a gay man's shadow realm. Do you understand? This is a gay man's world. You are not allowed to have that much. No one is. You're gay. God hates you more than anything, dude. You're so rude. Who are you? Well, I don't know you. So you don't fucking matter to me. Stuff like that. Aw, thanks. Your cookies are cute, but that's a Zach Fair video. Can you delete it? You're not good enough. We don't like you around here. You're a dirty woman. Stuff like that. Really mean. They're like that to animals too. Okay? This is a gay man's world. You don't want to have too much. You don't want to own too much out here. Okay? But what little you have that God gave you, you gotta protect it. This is survival mode. Every man for himself. Every woman for herself. This is a gravely huge holocaustic battleground war. Okay? This is a gay man's world. A gay man's shadow realm. You cannot have much out here. If you want a lot, go to Pretty Princess Party. If you want a lot, go to Kingdom Hearts. There's much more there to enjoy. If you want a lot, go to the higher realms. There's like some Mexican guy revving his engine like he's so fucking turned on, dude. So anyways, this is a Mexican world, guys. There's shit on my fucking tile floor, dude. That's fucking poop. There's poop in the fucking air, dude. And that building is not brown from the paint. It's brown from fucking poop-ass air. From cow poop, dude. This is a farm. This is a Mexican farm, dude. They kidnapped my mom and forced me to work like a slave out here. There's slavery everywhere, dude. You have to go home and be brave about the small things, the little things that God gave you. The one home, the family and friends that they gave you. The really nice ones, you have to protect them. If you don't protect them, they'll leave and they'll never come back. Okay? You have to protect your family and your friends. So anyways, Indian people and Mexican people are creating like these videos where Gaza and Mexico still have buildings. They don't have anything. They don't have anything out here. They burned everything down because they just hate everyone. Every man for himself. Every man out here is for himself only. Every man for himself. Do you understand? No one gives a fuck about anyone out here. They were cowards. They don't care about anyone. Okay? And that's just simply it. Go home. Take care of your friends and your family. It's all that matters out here. That's the only way you can prove that you're a good person out here. Is telling the truth and making sure your friends and your family are okay. And even then, you can't even really feed your friends and your family out here. I can't do that. I can't really do that. I'm not feeding anyone. My mom is feeding me. Best you can do is just tell the truth. And that's just simply it. Sometimes there's not much you can do. But anyways, India and Gaza and Mexico and Japan will not tell the truth, and they will not be brave. They will not be good people. Their feelings get hurt easy. India and Mexico, they don't have any more buildings. So if you see videos of houses in Mexico, it's just propaganda, just CGI. Same with Gaza and Palestine. They don't have buildings. You might see people traveling to Gaza to eat food, or India to eat street food, and you might see like those extremely third world like roads and buildings is all gone. They don't have it anymore. They burned it all down. Okay? Bill Gates refuses to give them another house, and a good thing that he does not. And the reason is just simply because they are human sex traffickers. Giving them a house is too dangerous. You're protecting someone that will cause people great harm. They shall not and cannot have another building ever again. He's Windows Gates, you guys. Microsoft Windows Gates is the largest architectural company in the world, and no one knew. But that's the truth. That's why it's called Windows. Okay, Windows, because he's actually an architect. The reason why his last name is Gates is because he's an architect, and they knew. Indian people and Mexican people knew. But he will not talk to them on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, it's all fake. Every single time you see it, it's fake AI, CGI generated videos. Okay? So Gaza and India, you might see videos of them feeding their children and stuff like that. They're not feeding their children. It's just AI, CGI generated videos. They're gay men. It's a man for himself, not for his children. So what's happening is that I pointed out that Gaza is still begging Americans and people worldwide to donate money to them so that they can eat again or have a nice building again back in their home country. Okay? But there is no such thing as Bill Gates or Mr. Beast actually going out there and feeding them food. It just never happened. Not in the 90s, not in the 2000s, not 2010s, not the 20s. It never happened. Maybe in the 20s. Maybe the 20s you might have started seeing it. Okay? Where they're talking about feed Gaza, feed Palestine, feed Israel, feed Jerusalem, feed, the Middle East. Okay? It never happened in the 90s. It was always the African children. The African children. My word. We have to save these people, too. That's my friend. Dude. That's my nigga. That's my nigga, dude. That's the G. That's the homie, dude. I've got to go. All right, guys. Let's go. We're going to have a huge celebrity visitation to Africa, and we're going to feed the starving African children, and we're going to go every year. We're going to go every year, and we're going to give them an education. And they did that all over the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, the 2020s. Okay? And the truth is that Africa, not even a real place. It was a CGI propaganda the whole time made by the American government just to do Mexico dirty because they hate Mexicans. Mexicans hate black people. So white people are like, I love my black friends no matter what. Even if they live like that, I will fly out to wherever they are and I will be there for my black friends. Do you understand me? That's what those videos are about. America never actually let that happen. It's not a real place. Africa with a bunch of starving, hungry, skinny people being poor because apparently they're not smart enough, not a real place. That's just the way that United Kingdom and Europe and Mexicans tried to treat black people because they don't like the color of their skin. And that's the truth. And the reason why these starving children in Africa videos are made is just to show people that racism is real. But America never let that happen. America never, ever, ever let that happen to black people. It's just a lie. Okay, we take good care of our black people. Okay, those I have to save my black friend celebrity videos truly meant that white people actually care about their black friends, you guys. They love their black friends, okay? They're not racist. And all of the celebrities did that for black people. Even Mr. Beast started off with Africans. I love my African friends. We gotta go to Africa. I am one of those celebrities. A lot of the Hollywood celebrity stops, but now the YouTube celebrities are doing it. So we're gonna go. Okay? I love it. And he kept going to Africa and Africa and Africa. And then the Mexican people were like, hey, what about us? And then Mr. Beast was like, I'm not gonna let that slide. What about you? And so, anyways, there is no American celebrity doing it. No one's doing it. Not Hillary Duff. Not. Dude, I forgot the celebrities that went, dude. But they were pretty too. Paris Hilton did it. Paris Hilton did it. Bill Gates did it. I think Kristen Bell did it. Yeah. Really pretty. Mr. Beast did it. Blake Lively, I think, did it. Also, Gwen Stefani. Those were like the movie Hollywood stars. Okay? I love my black friends. They always say that. Don't really hang out. You don't really see them hanging out on movies or on TV too much. Because Mexican people are going to get really fucking mad. Even in real life, if we hung out with them, they're going to get really mad. Because, you know, saying nigga is so racist, right? So, anyways, now the YouTube stars are doing it. But all of the sudden, in 2020, okay, you guys, in 2020, all of the sudden, you see Bill Gates and fucking Mr. Beast feeding starving children in the Middle East. And that's just Mexican. They're trying to get them to go to Mexico, but especially not Mexico. We just allowed it to be in the Middle East because they're over there. They're over there, right? We won't do it for the Mexican kids ever. You guys are put in cages and you're gonna get shot. Okay? So then, but you don't really see it happening. Okay? What happened is that I'm pretty sure everyone saw that man in Gaza say, please think of the children. I'm hungry. They're hungry. This and that. And then white men will say, well, maybe you should have thought about not having children. Have you thought about not having children? Have you thought about it? Can you say no to sex, dude? Then your kids have to starve. You can't? All right. You and your kids are going to have to starve, and you can just let everyone see that on camera, on TV, on YouTube, on Hollywood. You know, you can let everyone watch you beg for money, for food, and for shelter, and watch how there's so many men running around the streets with guns, but we're not going to fund your country because we know exactly who you are. You're Mexican. Don't forget what that means. You're Mexican. We don't like you. You're a human sex trafficker. That's just who you are. The only way you can stop all this is if you just stop fucking having sex, dude. That's all you had to fucking do. It's not that fucking hard. And then Bill Gates always goes to the Middle East and he's like, look at what you guys have. AIDS, malaria, SARS, STDs. What more? Polio. You guys have COVID-19. I know what COVID-19 is. You guys bred that disease and you guys try to spread it and create this whole entire global pandemic. That was your fault. It was called the coronavirus for a fucking reason. It was named after the Mexican alcohol for a reason. What more diseases do you guys have? Malaria. You guys have What else you have? You have so many diseases, dude. All you had to do was say no to sex, but you had to have sex with that alien. You had to have sex with that snake, that lizard, that dog, that cat, that monkey. You had to have sex with that fucking with that fucking horse, that pig. You had to have sex with that cow, that elephant. You had to have sex with your grandma, your grandpa. You had to have sex with your dad. And we all know your dad is your favorite person to have sex with. You had to have sex with your best friend's girlfriend. You had to have sex with your best friend's parents. You had to have sex with your best friend's brother. Like, all you had to do is say no to sex, but you're Mexican. You're Mexican. You love having messy sex. You're Mexican. Many sexes I can. You're Mexican. You want to have as much sex as you fucking can. You'll have sex with a piece of fucking shit, dude. Doesn't fucking matter. All you had to do is say no to sex. That's all you had to do. And there's a bird there, and he just nodded his head. Yeah, so the white man is just saying that on Twitter. I think I retweeted it. If you guys saw it, some guy said, look, this Mexican man lost his entire family due to ICE deportation. He left 5 kids behind. He had so much to live for. And then some white guy, that was a Mexican guy who looks like, on the scale of Sam Asghari and Biggs, right? Different face, same level. Some white guy was like saying, well, maybe you should have thought about having children, not having children. Have you thought about that? You knew you weren't supposed to have kids on a land that's not yours. You didn't have a house out here. Why'd you have kids? And then he didn't say anything after. He just didn't reply because it was the truth. And then Lucifer said, yeah, so that guy, okay, real fucking disgusting. He only put his daughters on camera. And the reason is because his son is a secret. That's my son. That's my boy. That's my boy. If I put him on camera, everyone's going to look for him. We don't want him to get hunted down. That's my boy. And so he put 5 girls on camera, Mexican girls on camera, so that people can hunt them down. Just because they're girls. That's what Lucifer told me. Okay, guys? Anyways, this is about 1 hour, 38 minutes. This is about 10 points. Yeah, Alex said go ahead and don't go over it again. But 1 hour and 40 minutes, just about. Okay, so I'm just going to end this video here. But just remember, okay, white people love our black friends. And Asians love our black friends, okay? We have a big Blasian culture going on. Blasian, popular with Asian kids. Don't matter, okay? They're like shadow clones anyways, you guys. They're shadow clones, okay? Blasian shadow clones, okay? They were like, like those hand signals that magically appear and that's it. We have, Blasians are cute. Blasians are really pretty. Okay? Black Mexicans, though, black Mexicans are demented. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen. I hate seeing them, dude. I hate seeing black Mexicans, dude. After that, one of the other days, I was like, where are my Blasian friends at, dude? Dang, those guys are funny. And so what happened is that Mexican people and Japanese people and Chinese people tried to suddenly be cool with black people all of a sudden. And on top of that, they're promoting China and black people, like cultures or whatever. But Mexican people also tried to promote the fact that they are friends with black people. But black people should never, ever, 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 ever be friends with Mexican people. Okay? You should never do it. If you want friends, you can hang out with white people and you can hang out with Asian people. But don't hang out with Mexican people of any color. So anyways, just remember that from the 90s to up to 2020, the year 2020, American celebrities are like, all right, guys, let's go. Our black friends are waiting for us. We've got to go be their friend right now. Let's get on the plane and tell them that we want to be their friend. Did it every year. It was a big Hollywood white celebrity thing. And then all of a sudden in 2020, like all of a sudden Bill Gates and Mr. Beast is doing it and that's it. Not true. It's AI, CGI, generated video propaganda. White people never did it. We're all about ICE deportation. Go back to Mexico. Build the wall. Build the wall. Build the wall. We don't want to be your friend. They're criminals. They're rapists. They're drug dealers. Okay? Not the same. All right? It's a lie. We never did it for them. And you guys should spread the word. Tell everyone that the white celebrities would do that for black people, but they never did that for Mexican people, okay? So they were taking care of the black people in Hollywood and the starving children because that's what Mexican people and the United Kingdom was trying to do to black people. And then so American white people retaliated and said, I will still be their friend even if they lived like that. Do you understand me? Even if they were poor like that, I am their friend. They are mine. They are American. Okay, so all of that is not real. Okay? Some Mexican man told me to shut up. So anyways, African children will take the airplane and we'll feed them. Mexicans, kids, we will put them in cages. We will starve them. And we will shoot them with guns until the day they fucking die. Okay? I never needed to see Alessio and Fabio cry over food, but not the day that Jesse fucking died or Ben fucking died. Okay? So tell your friends, tell your families, and tell your friends that when Mr. Beast goes to Mexico to build houses and feed their people, it's fake. It's Mexican propaganda. It's not an actual movement. If Bill Gates talks to Indian people, never happened. It's all fake. Okay? Tell people that American white celebrities feed starving African children. And they also get adopted into white families or black families. Okay? Mexican children will get shot. They will get pulled out of school behind the scenes and they will be put in cages and they will be violently shot with guns until the day they fucking die. Different. Okay? Last time I'm saying this. African children get fed by America and they get an education. Mexican children get put in cages and they get shot, die, and deported. Okay? Tell your friends and family. That's it. Bye.